was a war on, and yet many of the sites of my projects had survived. My buildings were devised to endure such erosion of shoreline.
It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant. Adrien, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. I'd love to go back into your career if we could pinpoint a single conversation that you had with someone that you personally would describe as intellectually stimulating.
I've had many. I've had endless intellectually stimulating conversations with Brady Corbet, our director, about this subject and this time period and his yearnings as a director, as an artist, and the complexity of the need to conform and the need to not conform and the pressure to conform rather. And you know, I have great admiration for him and what he's achieved through tenacity and a sense of fearlessness and a fearlessness to not compromise, even though it is something that is very, very challenging. And I'm in awe of the work he's done and how he's guided all of us with grace. And that is, but I've had the privilege of working with lots of people who've inspired me and instilled an understanding for the need to create indelible works. Films that stand the test of time.
Yeah, it's a beautiful way to describe it. And like you said, never sacrificing anything. This film clocks in at 212 minutes. And I still remember each individual scene, specifically the one towards the beginning. You're getting kicked out of the furniture store, Laszlo is, and there's a great just dynamic of lighting going on. And you're not speaking much during the scene, but your face is telling a huge story. And I feel like the lighting informs your performance tremendously. For you as an actor, how does lighting inform your performances?
Well, so much can accentuate or diminish your work, obviously, too. It's a collaborative effort, and it's one of great feeling and potential to do something so magnificent, or for it to not quite work because it's missing one of those elements that, like light. And there's a fragility and sadness in that moment, obviously, that you're referring to, and a sense of loss and lack of trust and misunderstanding and family history and all of it as the ground is somehow eroding beneath Laszlo's feet again after a moment of respite, and again it is pulled away from him, and he's experienced so much loss, so that's all very traumatic, and yet he's tremendously stoic, and he endures.
Very much so. I feel like this film is going to be all the rage when Oscar nominations come along. I feel like if I were to predict right now who ends up in those 5 slots for Best Actor, you have a pretty good shot. And someone else that could end up in those 5 slots is Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown. People are giving him a lot of Oscars buzz for that film. Interestingly enough, if he came away with the win, he would break your record for being the youngest Best Actor winner of all time. I would just love to know, way back in 2002, what that achievement meant to your career at that time.
It was a remarkable time for me. It was just a remarkably beautiful time to be not only in the conversation with and to become familiar and friendly with actors I grew up admiring and respecting, but for my entire industry to have seen my work and stand up and applaud that work, and for it to be a work that speaks to so much that we have to learn from in this world, and that it was of such significance and such gave me such insight into an understanding of life as a young man in the work that I had done that preceded that moment. So it was just this remarkable thing to be there that night and share it with my parents. And yeah, it's really, it's a big deal.
They do not want us here.
Who do you mean?
The people here, they do not want us here.